Edge. So, this is Striker's Edge, and you think it would be a soccer game.
Or a fighting game, but...
It's kind of both.
Yeah.
It's a spear-throwing fighting game.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, and it's actually really tricky to aim in this. At first, there's so much going on that it's hard to be like, oh, is my spear
gonna
going
hit
straight?
or it's gonna miss?
Yeah, and you're, especially when you have, say, 3 or 4 players, and you're trying to aim your spear across. Usually, there's like some sort of barrier blocking the first team and the second team. And apparently, there's tons of items. Did you really? I didn't really notice the items come up. I don't know if we had it set.
I think what we needed to do was set something up in the options menu or.
Yeah, it just
in
seemed
the pre-match
like
thing, because
there's
there's like
almost like no items, Final Destination style.
Yeah, like the only items you have are the ones you're equipped with.
I wouldn't even say there's like a steep learning curve to this game, because really, like, you have to play it, and that's how you'll get better. And I found like I got better at blocking, but I feel like you have to block with your like fantasy-based character. Like, it has to be almost perfect timing.
Yeah, pixel perfect. It gets a
that's
little
what
better because usually
Well, you
sometimes
get
like usually on the last blow everything goes slow.
I think it's like just shots that, like, the spear's arc, if it gets closer to you, that's when it slows down, but it won't slow down if it's not close, near, like zipping by you pretty much. I think there's 6 to 8 characters. They're all like, there's a Spartan, there's an elf that looks like Link, there's like a Valkyrie, I think there's a witch. I don't know, she looks like a sorceress.
Yeah.
Witch. And there's 1 or 2 others I can't think of really. There's a knight that looks like Shovel Knight, but not actually him. And then there's 1 or 2 others. They all seem to. Now the interesting thing is, I thought they would all play differently, and like I feel like
they kind of do, but like at the same time they play similarly as well.
The weird thing is everyone in this game, like, even though your spears move very quickly, I feel like everyone in this game is kind of sluggish, and like the fact that you have to sort of like, it's not input lag, it's hard to describe. There's definitely lag with the characters as you play along, but I don't know why, like the blocking, like it feels like you have to time the blocks, as we said, really tightly, and if you block too early or you try and like keep it down, you don't block. I don't know, that's what I felt with it. Like it's almost like a e-sport game in that sense.
A con game, so to speak.
I would say like I can see people playing this game for 5 to 10 hours just to improve a lot, and we got better. We played for like 20 or 30 minutes. Right?
Yeah.
And I felt like I could dodge better, but even then, like, it would still require more time invested to become a better player and play this as a sport. I felt the pixelated graphics or pixeled based graphics were pretty good. I'd say, like, in terms of presentation, this feels like an arcade game. It sounds like an arcade game. My biggest criticism is the characters just move too slowly. I feel like if you could change that, if they updated the game
to make it a little faster.
Yeah.
Well,
the spears move super fast, but the players move too slow.
My gripe is more like you have to like keep in touch with like both movement and spear throwing, and it's like very hard to keep track of both.
That's what I was thinking
at
first. And with 2 other players, like AI or human, it gets even more complicated. Like at first I was ignoring my player when I first started playing to focus on just where I was aiming my spear, and I realized like that's how you die really fast. If you don't concentrate on both where you're aiming and moving, and it's really hard to juggle the 2. And what I found was, like, if you followed like some sort of pattern and like you sort of hid behind the rocks, at least the AI would have problems hitting you. The human players, it makes it harder for them, but it's still like, I think it's just like, I'm wondering if it was set up like volleyball, or like virtua tennis, going back to virtua tennis, the way that if it was like instead of horizontal, because I think we're not, like we can see that way, we're wired to see that way, but I feel like if it was like a top-down shooter mode of approach, it would be easier to see. I don't know. It's really hard to tell with this game. I don't know what you think about it.
It's a pretty fun game, all things considered, but it's not like it does have some hype moments here and there, but like it is very hard to get a lead on something, to actually get into the rhythm of it.
I feel like once you start losing, like maybe it's because we set it to normal instead of easy, but even it felt like normal was hard or harder than hard. And like I felt like once you're starting to lose, I feel like it's really hard to have like a comeback moment where, like unless you suddenly get better, like I feel like you're sliding off. You're gonna lose. Like there's no way to come back. It's not like Mario Kart, where it's like, oh, there's this item that you can get if you're last place, like a lightning ball, and then you're going to, you know, suddenly win. No, like once you start losing, you're going to lose. It seems like almost your destiny. So
I give this about 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I feel like it's fun, like an 8 out of 10, but
like it is fun. Like don't get us wrong, it's a pretty fun game to get into, but it's like very hard to master.
Yeah, it's hard to master. I think it requires probably like a few hours of dedication. Just the characters move too slowly, and I feel like we couldn't even beat one of the characters.
Yeah.
The AIs. That's how challenging this game is. So, all right.
Well, let's get on to Spear's Edge.
All right. Keep on gaming.